Havelock Sports Club grounds. Good high kick there to restart. Havelock's gathered it cleanly. And they will try to push into safety, but that's a good block there. And this is Navy on the attack early on. Now sending out wide, using the forwards. No way through the middle in that occasion. Good defense from Havis. Still using the forwards to barge over, but no way through the middle. Now running the ball out wide. Goes for the dropper, but the ball turning over to Havis. Bit of scrappy play there from both sides. It is Havelock who comes away with it. Now trying to work their way from their own half. Havelock Sports Club with the ball. Taking his time. And goes for the kick on the bounce. Straight to the Navy fullback. But referee will bring back pay for an advantage. And it will be a penalty for Havelock Sports Club. Scrappy start from both sides in this game. The first game under lights in the 2022 season. The Premier A Division Interclub tournament kicked off yesterday. We had two thrilling games. This is the third game of the season. And joining me at the comment box is Romario. Good evening to you, Romario.
Good evening, Ranjika. Yes, some exciting rugby coming to you. But I think it will be an interesting game as both teams seem to be equally matched here at Havelock Sports Club.
It's line out cleanly taken there from the Havelock's boys. Now trying to work their way through the middle. It's Mukti Rahul at the scrum half, controlling play. It's good defense as well from Navy Sports Club, but it's Havelock still with the ball. Now Sandesh goes for the kick. Finds good yard. Brilliant kick there from Sandesh. To find touch just 5 meters away from the try line.
Yes, indeed. I think some lovely heads-up play there by Sandesh Jayavikrama. He spotted the space at the back and his execution was immaculate on that occasion.
There's opportunity for the home side to get early points in on board. There's a line out inside the attacking half, just few meters away from the try line. Asmir Fajuddin, former Royalist, playing hooker for Havis, gets it right. Trying to push forward through the maul. Slowly moving forward. Havis still going. Just a few meters away now. Still going. Havis just inches away now. Can they go all the way? Good defense there from Navy. Finally trying to break down the maul, and that will be a penalty. Another penalty for Havelock Sports Club.
Yes, I think that maul seemingly looked as if it will go all the way, but a bit of illegal play by Navy Sports Club meant it did not, and it found themselves short. But now again, I think 5 meters away, I'm sure they will go for the touch finder. Yes, they do so.
Sandesh doing the chicken duties today. Sandesh Jayavikrama, former Peter Wright captain. A lot of youngsters in this heavy side, coached by renowned rugby coach Sanath Martis. Once again, line out is clean from Havis. Can they barge over this time? Again opting for the rolling maul. Making ground, going laterally at the moment. There's good defense from Navy as well. Holding on to dear life is Navy. It's collapsed. The ball is collapsed this time legally by Navy. But still Havis with possession. 5 meters away from the try line. Ball is loose. Knockback says the referee. Heavy still with possession. Vyukti Rahul sends it to the forwards. Making short inroads now, and unfortunate there. It's a turnover and a penalty won by Navy.
Yes, indeed. I think some good, solid mall defense by Navy Sports Club. First to put the brakes on the mall, and then they somehow managed to win the turnover. And now it's a chance for them to put the ball into touch through Tilina Veerasinghe and just catch their breath a bit.
It's time to get out of jail for Sailors. As Tilna sends it just on the 22. Heavies will be disappointed not to convert those faces into points in that occasion. If it stops play. But this is the third game of the Interclub Premier A Division Rugby League 2022. Today, earlier, Candy Sports Club beat Air Force Sports Club by 34 points to 12.
Yes, indeed, Ranjik. I think any doubters that were there against Candy's name were put to bed as they just rolled over Air Force on their own paddock at Ratmalana.
It's Navy this time with the line out. Takes it cleanly. Running the ball out wide. Going into contact. Goes for the boot this time. But there is Mithun Hapagoda to clean the ball. Clean his lines as well. Both teams opting to just clear their lines. But that's a mistake. Error there from Dinesh De Silva. Former Josephian Navy Sports Club not under pressure at the moment. Havis is controlling the game really well.
Yes, indeed. I think Navy will be a bit disappointed that the errors seem to be creeping in. They had the opportunity to get out of jail, but unfortunately turned over possession and now find themselves back inside their own half.
Fajrin gets it right once again. It's a turnover. And that's a good high-again kick from the scrum half Navy. Ramesh tries to gather it, but it's knocked on. And referee awards penalty for offside play. So this is another opportunity for Navy to somehow clear their lines and get into the attacking half.
Yes, I think this will be the first time Navy will be able to get into the Havelock's half, and ideally they should just look to hang on to possession and hold on to the pill for a bit longer and try to get themselves, get their footing in this game. the win 3 quarter Samit will be extremely disappointed with not being able to find his support.
And it's a yellow card for Sandesh as well for that deliberate knock-on. So Havis under the pump now, 14 men, and a one-man advantage for the Sailors inside the attacking half. Big opportunity for them to get first points on board.
Yes, indeed, and it's good to see Isuru Kongawat. He used to play fly half, but he has been transformed into a scrum half and already calling the shots for Navy Sports Club.
These Sailors on the attack, almost on the 5 meter. Using the forwards to barge over. That's good ground made there from the big forward. Once again, Sailors putting together faces now in the attacking half. Isuru tries to change direction, but no way through there. Referee brings back play for an early advantage. Probably a knock-on. Be a scrum for Navy Sports Club.
Yes, and it's good to see Navy is trying to make the one-man advantage tell as they go for the scrums and try to get the overlap on the outside. But ideally now they should just look to hold on to position and apply the finishing touch. Definitely
should not let go of this opportunity. And a key man for Havis in the sin bin, Sandesh Javikrama. And another line out for Amit and the Sailors to work from. But so far, I think kudos for Havelock Sports Club holding strong with their defense. Done a brilliant job.
Yes, indeed. I think a typical Sanath Marty style defense for this Havelock's team. And now they have yet another job to do.
On the 5 meter. Amit will go for the second receiver. Now using the rolling maul. This time, Navy stagnate at the moment. Now, slowly, this brilliant defense there once again from Havis. Almost turning over the ball, but it's still Sailors who are with possession. And referee awards the penalty for Havis for not supporting the weight Vagisha in that occasion. And a chance for Havis to take a breather and get out of jail.
Well, yet again, Havelock Sports Club defense holds on tight, and they somehow managed to find themselves kicking the ball into touch, or barely.
So lucky in that occasion, Sandesh almost spilling that opportunity. Finding touch barely on the halfway mark.
I think he did look to go for the extra couple of yards and somehow managed to just find the ball reaching the touchline. And now it will be Havelocks with a full man line out.
Short line out in the location from Havis. Azmir gets the ball at the back of the maul. Opting for the maul at the moment. Havis making slow progress. Navy trying to turn over the ball, but this time Vimukti will use his forwards. Going into contact straight away at the center field. Mukti once again. Sandesh sends the ball out wide. Rehan De Silva gives it to Mithun Hapagoda. Marginal ball there, but Ramesh Fernando comes away with it. And he will go under the post. A lapse of defense there from Navy Sports Club, creating that hole right in the middle. And Ramesh Fernando goes over for the first try of the game.
Yes, indeed. I think that pass caught everyone off guard and everyone stopped for a moment. But Ramesh did not stop and he just pounced on it and went straight through the heart of the defense. As you can see on the replay there, everyone stopped and watched at the referee, but Ramesh did not do so. And rightly so, they they usually say you need to play to the whistle, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, easy try there. Probably one of the easiest strides he would have scored in his career. Ramesh Fernando. And a conversion from Sandesh. He's through. It's 7-0 here at the Havelock Sports Club. The home side, after a long passage of defensive play from them, they managed to get first points on board and take the lead.
Yes, I think typical Havelock's play there. They hold on, and just strike on the counter. And like a spit-in cobra, the opposition does not manage to find an answer. So now Havelock should just look to just collect this restart and kick it out into touch without trying anything much fancy.
Navy will be kicking themselves. They had ample opportunities to get points on board, but they were just not disciplined enough to maintain position, be consistent, and hence paying the price. As another change of ball. Navy seems to be having an issue with the pressure of the balls that are being used here. Not happy with what they have received at the moment. Two occasions they've asked the referee to change the ball.
Looks like finally they have managed to find the ball which they used for the conversion, and now we are all in all readiness. Still Veerasinghe looks to restart proceedings.
Gets it high this time. That's knocked back, says the referee, but it's a turnover nevertheless for the Sailors. Isuru sending out wide. Sailors trying to make headway from the 22. Isuru once again no way through that that defense at the moment for the Sailors, and that's a turnover. Once again Navy penalized, and it's another turnover for Heavies.
I think Umesh Madhushan will be extremely happy that there was nothing more yielded from that mistake. Wasn't too costly as Sandesh puts the ball into touch. Unfortunate there for Navy Sports Club, but they just seem to be going off their feet at the ruck and be killing the contest, and that's why the referee seems to be penalizing them, and the referee has done so on a couple of occasions.
Yes, discipline have let down Heavies at the moment. Very unfortunate that they haven't been able to get any points on board. At Asmir Fajuddin will feed in. Clearly done there. Vimukti sends it to Sandesh. Sandesh to Ramesh Fernando. Brilliant running angles there. Gets past two defender. Mithun Habugoda sends it to the winger. And he sends it back to Ramesh Fernando. And he will go over the second try. End-to-end rugby there from Heavy Sports Club. Brilliant stuff from the home side.
Yes, indeed. Some lovely bit of play there by the Havelock's back line. And the ball out of the back door found Ramesh. He found Mithun Hapugoda. Those two, they combined and found the gap. And Mithun, he committed the final man and gave it to Asita Punchieva. And he made no mistake finding his opposite Wintri. And Ramesh goes in for the second try of the game. And Havelock's seemingly stepping on the gas and stepping on Navy's neck.
Navy Sports Club punished for their indiscipline at the moment. Not being able to maintain pressure, not being able to pounce on the chances that they create and converting them to points. But Heavies, on the other hand, controlling the game really well, doing their basics right. showing good defense, and then on the counter they are ruthless at the moment as Sandesh gets ready for the second conversion. Got it right first time. This is a hard one from a hard angle, but he gets it through. It's another brilliant kick there from Sandesh Jayavikrama. 2 more points added to the tally. 14 points to nil it stands at the moment at the Heavy Sports Club.
Yes, and Havelock seeming to be punishing Navy's little bit of errors, 1 or 2 errors, and they seem to be punishing them with the maximum points. And now Navy with plenty to play for in these dying embers of the first half. And ideally, I think Navy should be the next team to score if they are to just put on some pressure and turn the tide.
Desperately in need of some points at the moment as Tilna restarts the game. This one, it's a bit deep from him. Lasindu Karunatilaka gets high and takes the ball to the ground. Vimukti will send it to Azmir Fajuddin. Goes into contact, brought down. Vimukti once again using the forwards, getting through the faces at the moment. Heavy is very confident in their play. Good, almost turned over there. This is Sandesh going for boot. Good high hanging kick there as Ravin Fernando gets the ball, tries to go past the first defender, no way through there. Theekshana with good defense for Heavies, and the ball is turned over. Knock on, says the referee. Once again, it never stops for the Sailors at the moment. Too many mistakes.
Yeah, and the mistakes are seemingly punished by Havelock Sports Club, and some good defense by Theekshana from Havelocks, and their boys seem to be bringing on the big hits, and Navy seem to be not having any answers.
Yes, much better continuity shown by Heavies at the moment. They look to be a confident bunch of boys, a lot of youngsters, not many big names in their ranks, but they're getting the job done at the moment. Lasindu gives it to Vimukti. Ramesh Fernando, the try scorer, goes into contact, cuts back in, but no way through that. Vimukti will recollect. This is Heavies on the attack. Vimukti sends it to Lasindu. Mithun Hapagoda goes for the rubber. Almost gets it right in that occasion. Just a few meters away from that attacking play. Once again, another rubber from Mithun Hapagoda. This is tempting, and that will be the try. That is Puncheva, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, indeed. What a try by Havelock Sports Club and Asita Puncheva, the two wingers making Navy pay for every mistake, and two lovely kicks by Mithun Hapagoda. Pinpoint accurate there. The second one, I think, better than the first, and you can see here on the replay, the forwards set it up well, and then the ball out of the back door by Azmir Fajuddin. As Mithun Hapagoda, this was the first kick which was a bit short, but thankfully it was not knocked on, and Fajuddin found himself, and Mithun Hapagoda then again decided I'll go again for a second time, and this was pinpoint accurate, weighted well, and Puncheva just had to dive on it, and he scored the third try for Havelock Sports Club, and Navy seemed to be lost for answers.
In total control, the Park boys at the moment seem to be a very well gelled unit at the moment. Heavy Sports Club, looking at the 3 games that we've witnessed so far, they seems to be having that chemistry. And the conversion is through once again. 3 from 3 for Sandesh Jayavikrama. The last 2 have not been easy. It was from some 2 acute angles, but he converted them. So 21 points to nil at the moment. The Park boys running the show here at Havelock Sports Club in their own backyard, and the Sailors having all to do at the moment. Veerasinghe restarts. Lasindu will collect it. Taking his time. A bit of a confusion there, but no harm done. Ball is there for Vimukti Rahula. He'll go for Asmir Fajuddin, who goes into contact. Trying to work their way from the own half. Sandesh Jayavikram will go for boot. That's straight to the winger. Supun Dilshan goes into contact. Thilna Veerasinghe will send the ball out wide. Good rush defense once again from Havis, not allowing Sailors to work their way. Now the big forward goes past two defenders. Brought down. Isuru sends the ball to his other forward. Sailors looking for a way to go past this Havis defense. But so far they've been unable to break this defense from Havis as they work the ball among their forwards. Change in direction. Gets the ball out wide. Shanit Silva, that is, going into contact, takes two to bring him down. It's Navy still pretty much in the same place, not being able to penetrate the defense as Ravin gets the ball. Tries to dance his way over, but no way through there once again. Lasidhu, brilliant defense for Havis. Now Isuru trying to work away, but Theekshana, rush defense there from Theekshana, brilliantly done. But Sailors come away with it. And it will be a penalty for Navy.
Some good defense there by Havelock Sports Club. Solid defense, in fact. Dinesh De Silva change in angle, change in direction time and time again, but nothing seems to be helping, and the Havelock's defense is holding.
Too good at the moment. Havis in their counter-attack and the defense.
Yes, and I think Navy are also running out of ideas, which is quite bad to see if you are a Navy supporter, and the coaching staff also something to worry about, given that it's already just the first half of this game and they are seeming to be running out of ideas in how they can split the Havelock's defense.
A little over 4 minutes remaining on our clock as Amit gets ready for another feed in. Line out on the 22. Gets it, knocks it over. It's another turnover. And Havis comes away with it. Lasidhu gives it to Theekshana. That's knocked on by Havis, but the referee will probably bring back play, and that's the end of the first half. Brilliant, dominant first half from Havis Sports Club, 21 points to nil. Currently running the show here at Havis Sports Club under lights.
Yes, indeed. I think Havelocks have their defense has held firm, and their attack has penetrated the Navy defense like a hot knife through butter on a couple of occasions, and the scoreboard does read 21 points to nil in favor of Havelock Sports Club as they are dominating play at their backyard here under the lights.
Let us now take a look at the first try from Ramesh Fernando. This was the build-up. There is Tikshana going into contact. Now Mithun Hapugoda gets it. That's a very tight call there. That Mithun Hapugoda's pass, which could have gone either way. But referee said it was fine, and the try was awarded for Ramesh Fernando.
Yes, indeed. I think everyone stopped expecting the referee's whistle, but unfortunately for Navy, they did not. It did not come. As we see the second try, beautiful bit of backline play. Ramesh puts on the fend. Mushin Falil failed with the tackle, and then Mithun Hapugoda set up Asita Punchieva, and he just popped the ball inside back again to Ramesh for his second try, and the second try of Havelock Sports Club.
This is the third one. This that occasion that was very close to call in that occasion. Almost Tikshana in that occasion almost could have maybe got a hand to it, but it was tough to tell from these pictures that I see. But the calls are going in favor of the home side, and rightfully they are in the lead.
Yes, indeed. And the score reads 21 points to nil in favor of Havelock Sports Club, as we will go in for a short commercial break and be back with the second half.
as Havelock's lead this game by 21 points. Now this is a replay once again of that third try. On the build-up, there was a slight controversial call there, but it's tough to say in these pictures. And with that speed, nevertheless, the try was awarded, and Havies will restart. Long kick there from Sandesh Jayavikrama. And it's kicked back to the Havies boys. Mukti Rahula gets it to Mithun Hapugoda. Sandesh flips it to the winger. Risky play there by Sandesh, but Havies comes away with it. Vimukti once again using the forwards. Brilliant defense there from Navy. Pushing back Hazmir Fajuddin. This time Sandesh will go for the high kick. Lets it bounce. The Navy player. This could be costly, but Vagisha comes away with the ball. Skipper trying to make amends for Navy as Isuru goes for the high-hanging kick once again. Almost a collision there between Ramesh and Mithun Hapugoda. And referee will award a penalty for Navy at the halfway mark.
Helter start here by both teams. First it was Dinesh De Silva who did not find touch, but then on Havelock Sports Club, they opted to keep the ball in hand without putting it to boot. And finally they concede a penalty, and Navy with a chance, with an opportunity to get into the opposition half.
There's a chance for Navy. Navy desperately needs some points early in the second half if they want to come back into the game. That's the only way. If they don't score in the first 10 minutes, I think it's going to be really tough to break the Havies defense. Pretty sure Sanath Martis will opt for the substitutes as well around the hour mark. And looks like Tilnavira Singh is he opting for 3-pointer? Not sure, but it's the skipper Vagisha who's been given a HIA. Looks to be all right. Ref is still with him, and yes, he gets the nod. Okay, Vagisha is all right to continue.
Yes, indeed. I think there was a bit of helter-skelter play there, and Vagisha was just found himself at the bottom of that ruck, and I think they did just a little bit of an on-field HIA, and the doctor and the referee seem to be happy with the proceedings, and we are back to continue with Tilina going for touch, and a good deep touch finder.
Brilliant kick there from the experienced Tilnavira Singh. Long serving servant for Navy Sports Club.
Yes, indeed, and I think they have some good replacements as well on the bench in the form of Janit Chandimal, Tanuja Malimbada, and even Radisha Seneviratna. So I think Navy will hope to inject some legs off the bench if they are to get back into this game.
There's some experience in that bench for sure for Navy as Amit gets it to the third receiver. Another knock on there. Cardinal error there. Skipper in that occasion. Vagisha knocking the ball forward. And it's a turnover for Havies as they take their time. Asmir Fajuddin will pick and go. Sandesh sitting in the pocket for the kick. But it looks like Vimukti will go for the high-hanging kick with Ramesh Fernando running towards it. But it's Navy who comes away with it. Can they make it count? Isuru sends it to the flanker, Gyan De Silva. Isuru once again changing direction in this occasion, using the prop forward to gain some yards. Skipper Vagisha popping that pass to the forward. Isuru once again. Navy still unable to break the defense. Just running laterally at the moment. Vagisha once again to Janit. The both of them combining in that center field. Another knock on there. Navy continuing their indiscipline at the moment as Ramesh Fernando rather brushing away from two tackles. And Vimukti Rahul will send it across. That's a knock on from Havis, but the ball will, the referee will bring back play for the initial knock on.
I think Navy Sports Club is lacking a bit of creativity on their on their part, and I think that's why they aren't able to unlock this Havelock's defense. They try the backdoor pass, and but unfortunately nothing seems to be working, and the bounce of the ball seems to be going Havelock's way.
It's another stoppage. Here we have another Navy player who is down with cramp, getting some medical attention. It was expected for players to struggle in this first round of games. Like we've been mentioning, all of you, and all of you know that we were missing club rugby for almost 2 years. Last match was played in March 2020 before the super round was brought to a premature end in that year due to Corona. But finally we are back with action. The Premier Interclub Rugby Tournament, as players are ready to continue. It's Vimukti Rahul to feed into the scrum. Gets it from the scrum, and now running the ball out wide. Havis Mithun Hapukoda gets it to Asita Puncheva, the try scorer. Brushes past one defender. Mithun Hapukoda once again. Change in direction to the center field at the moment. Havis Sports Club. And that's a penalty, says the referee. It's going to be a card. It's going to the pocket. Referee Matisha Sarachandra getting the marching orders. Not quite sure what the infringement was, but the second yellow card for Havis player. And Navy player also, Sinbind Dhananjaya Seniviratna. So 14 all. Not quite sure what happened in that moment.
Yes, indeed, not too sure what happened on the location, but the referee deemed that both players were involved in a bit of a scuffle and illegally so, and worthy of a yellow card, and he sent both to the bin. So now both teams with 14 men, as we hear Sanat Martis giving some coaching instructions from the sideline.
Referee, after consulting the assistant referee, gives the penalty to Navy. And a chance for Navy to once again go into the attacking half.
Yes, and off screen we can see Navy just preparing a few fresh-legged players to come on. The number 9 and number 10 looks like it's the end of the day for them, as we see Harsha Maduranga and Janit Chandimal. Janit Chandimal, of course, making the move from Police Sports Club. And just a matter of time before the substitutes come in, and they seem to be coming on for Isuru Kongawat and Dinesh Gisilva, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So have Navy Sports Club ringing the changes. getting in some fresh legs and hoping for some fresh ideas to unlock this Havelock's defense.
Here's Janit Chandimal, another experienced campaigner. Very creative player with the ball. If he's confident enough, he'll have some fresh ideas. Like you mentioned, Romario, I think they're in dire need of something different, something new to get some points on board. Still unable to break the Havi's defense. Amit will throw in. Gets it right, not contested in that occasion. Another knock on. This has been happening throughout the game, and Navy have no one else to blame but themselves.
Yes, indeed. But having said that, looks like the referee has gone for a penalty against Havelock's Sports Club, and seemingly another yellow card for a late charge on the number 9. So that's Umesh Dilshan who gets his marching orders for a late charge on Harsha Maduranga.
So 3 men in the naughty chair at the moment. Navy having a one-man advantage. Dilnaveer Singh finds touch.
So now Havelock's with plenty of work to do, having gone down to 13 men, and both lock forwards are in. They find themselves in the bin. So now there doesn't seem to be any jumpers apart from Matisha. So interesting to see what Navy will do, whether they'll opt for the maul or whether they'll send it out to the back line.
Amit sends it straight. Good gaining ground at the moment. The rolling maul. Navy Sports Club pushing on the 5 meter now. Amit behind the tail, and he will jump over. So first try, first points on board for Navy Sports Club, using that one-man advantage finally and getting first points on board.
Yes, indeed, and I think Havelock's lacked the weight in their maul, with both lock forwards finding themselves in the bin, and Navy Sports Club made them pay. And now it's Janit Chandimal with the conversion duties, with the kicking duties rather, to cut the deficit further to 14 points. Good thinking by Navy Sports Club as well. They saw that the opposite team had their lock forwards sent to the bin, and they made full use of the opportunity by going to the rolling maul, and made no mistake with the try. Janit Chandimal unfortunately puts the kick across the face of goal, as the score remains 21-5 in favor of Havelock Sports Club.
Just what Navy needed at the start of the game. They needed these points badly, and that's what they got, even though it came a bit late. But they can't hold back now. They need to keep going. They need to keep pushing and get some more points as Sandesh restart. Goes deep. No way through there. And this is a big forward going into contact. Navy trying to work their way from their own half. The replacement scrum half gets the ball high up to Lasindu Karunatilaka. Fends off one defender. Still with the ball. Vimukti Rahul sends it to Mithun Hapagoda. He goes to the boot. Good cross kick there. The ball bounces and brilliant defense there from Ramesh Fernando. He has been on the money right throughout the game. And he's pushed to the touchline.
Yes, and I think there was some good advantage played there by the referee. Mithun Hapagoda was taken out after the kick, but the referee let the play materialize, and he went to the penalty from where the ball bounced. So plenty of meters gained by Havelock Sports Club, and now with an opportunity to make Navy pay for their little bit of indiscipline.
Sandesh kicking it right inside the 5 meter, so it's going to be a line out for Havies, but without both their jumpers.
I think it'll be Matisha or the captain Senal. Correction, Malisha, the former royalist. No prizes for guessing what they will do from here, but they are just 2 men down.
Asmir Fajuddin takes the ball and Havies going for their maul, just inches away, making good headway at the moment. Asmir almost over the line. The barge over. Referee says it's held up. Unfortunate in that occasion. Brilliant defense there from desperate defense rather from Navy Sports Club. They couldn't afford to concede any more points given the lead at the moment.
Yes, indeed, and the ball was held up, and it's a goal line dropout. The new rule which has been enforced by World Rugby to make play a bit more attacking. I think the lack of weight at that maul was felt by Havelock Sports Club as they were -2 players.
Mithun Hapagoda a little fumble but knocked back. Ramesh Fernando goes for the rubber. Straight to the Navy player. He goes for the kick as well. Lasidu Karunatilaka recollects it. Holds on to the ball. Oh, big tackle there from Radhisha rather. Another kick there. This is good play, and Ramesh Fernando once again in defense, not letting the Navy player make any ground, but still Navy with the ball. Mithun Hapagoda gathers it on the halfway mark. Lasidu Karunatilaka. What can he do? No way through the defense there. Fence off one defender, holds off another, and he's pushed out of play. They are from the Navy player.
Yes, bundled into touch there, unfortunately. I think he should have just put his head down and run straight instead of going to look for the dummy. But having said that, he thought that will be the better option, but did not materialize.
Another player on ground for Navy. Players really feeling the heat at the moment. Not easy playing their first competitive game in more than 20 months. Never easy. But nevertheless, I think they have witnessed a really good game so far from Havies especially. They've had that chemistry to play well, keep that continuity as the 3 Sinbin players get ready to get back in. Matisha, Sarath Chandra and the Navy player as Navy comes away with it at centre field. Players on the outside. The skipper Vagisha goes into contact. This is Janit Mushin Falil making a bit of ground in that occasion through the middle. This is Navy. A loose pass there. Samit Jananjaya trying to find a way, but brilliant defense once again from Havis. Navy drops it. Another knock on.
There is seeming to be creeping back in, and as I think the players are also getting a bit tired, and fatigue is also creeping in, and with it the errors continue to compound on both teams, well, Navy rather, and we can see that all the players are just catching themselves some breath as the changes seeming to be rung by both teams, and the yellow carded players also return. Well, there is just one more player in the sin bin for Havelock Sports Club.
Umesh Madhusan yet to complete the 10 minutes. Matish Saraschandra went back in along with the Navy player, and there's a replacement as well, number 17 for Navy, who came back for Charit Silva. With the fresh legs on field for both sides. Navy comes away with it. That's a knock on, but referee will continue play. The newcomer for Navy goes into contact, trying to go through the middle, and that's a penalty, says the referee. There's a chance for Tilnavira Singh to gain some more ground.
The speed of the game has drastically reduced as fatigue has crept in slowly but surely. The substitutes also just managing to inject some energy, but still I think both teams and both sets of players grasping for breath as a good touch find, and now Navy Sports Club just a couple of meters away from their try line. I think if they manage to get a score here, it will be an interesting final passage of play.
Definitely a converted try here would put them just 9 points away from Havi Sports Club. We are just past the hour mark on our clock. It could be different in the referee's clock, but pretty sure we are around that time, probably 15 to 16 minutes remaining. Brilliantly done there, not contesting. Havis
good thinking there by the Havelock's players. They knew that Navy would bring them all, and they just stood off without contesting. Ideally, Navy should have just kept the ball with the front man without transferring it back, but they did so, and hence the penalty in favor of Havelock Sports Club.
So far, Havis have done most of the things right compared to Navy Sports Club, who have been indisciplined throughout. A lot of handling errors, a lot of knock-ons in contact, especially the forwards losing the ball rather, in going into contact, and some penalties also in crucial moments, costing them points as Azmir gets it right. And now Havis losing the ball, trying to gain ground. Azmir Fajuddin at the back with the ball. And he goes for the kick. The ball bounces away from the winger, Navy winger that is. He's under a lot of pressure. No support play as well. The ball almost rolled forward in that occasion, but referee says it's all right. So it's Navy with the ball still in their own half. Lost a lot of territory after that rolling maul, which was not contested early on. Having all to do for once again for Navy. But they go to the touch. It will be a throw in for Havis.
Plenty of pressure there on Tilina, but he somehow managed to just get the clear and kick away. But unfortunately, looks like it was taken back, and the ball seems to be Havelock's possession inside the opposition 22.
Marginal there. Would be interesting if we can take a look at that once again, but referee says the ball was brought back into the 22, so it'd be a throw-in for Heavies, not contested. But this time the front man takes it, so it won't be a penalty for Navy. Heavies players complaining about that tackler not rolling away, but referee was happy with this. Sandesh goes for the cross kick. Asita Puncheva almost gathered it, but the ball just evading his hands, and referee will bring back play for a penalty.
Yes, and I think Sandesh knew that there was an advantage coming, and that's why he went for that cross kick. But unfortunately, a bit too much of weight on that kick, and Asita Puncheva, not the tallest of wingers, as we see the replay. He knew that there was an advantage, but unfortunately, they just found the wrong man at the wrong place on that occasion for Havelock Sports Club.
Asbir once again on the 5 meter. This time it's contested. Havi's using the ball once again. Asmir gets the ball at the back. Can he go all the way this time? Goes past the defense line, and that's over. Hold on. There's infringement.
Yes, indeed. I think there was an infringement there at the mall, and the referee did not award the try. Instead, a penalty for Navy Sports Club, and it will be an opportunity for Tilina just to clear their lines.
Tilna Veerasinghe with a chance to get his team out of jail, but not much yards gained there by Tilina. Still inside the 40 meter, almost on the 22 rather. So not much ground gained in that from that clearance kick. Nevertheless, they have the ball for another stoppage of play as Chanaka Chandimal comes in for Heavies. And Asita Punchiheva, the try scorer, is replaced by him.
Yes, and Chanak Chandimal, of course, a former Navy player. He represented the Sailors for quite some time. Went to CRNFC, and he did not have the best of times at CRNFC. Then has made the move down to Havelock Sports Club, hoping for some better luck.
And Randita Varnapura also making it to the field. Navy with the throw in. Amit, that's turned over. Brilliant work there from the jumper, Heavy's jumper. And another bit of chaos there after that line out was turned over as Heavy's get ready for 2 more changes. Christian Delisle and Ganidu Lakshan Veerasinghe.
Yes, and Navy also ringing the changes with Nirosh Pereira coming in. Looks like it's Azmir Fajuddin and Malish coming off for Havelock Sports Club, while flank, Janit Laksar is making way for Navy Sports Club. So both teams, both the coaching setups ringing the changes, hoping for some fresh legs to be injected by the boys.
I think Azmir Fajrin had a good game for Havis. Got all the lineouts right. Had some good carries as well. Well-earned break for him, as Havis tried to see off this game in the last 10 minutes or so.
Unfortunate there for Navy Sports Club, but they did push the scrum, but illegally said the referee, and now find themselves camped back in their own 22.
It's getting harder and harder for Navy Sports Club to come back into this game. Still trailing by 16 points rather. It's Havis with the throw in. Christian Delisle, replacement hooker. Another rolling maul there. Christian Delisle at the back of it with the ball. Referee blows the whistle for an infringement, and it's a penalty awarded for Havis.
So now penalties seem to be creeping in, and there seem to be yet another yellow card, this time for a Navy player. Looks like it's the Navy hooker, Amit, who finds him getting himself the marching orders. Not too sure why the yellow card was, but now Navy Sports Club will have to defend this line out from Havelock Sports Club. I think no prizes for guessing what they will bring about here.
Delisle gets it. Lasedu Karunatilaka takes away the ball. Not what we expected from Havis in that occasion. They come away with it. Havis just meters away from the touchline. Vimukti allowing the forwards to pick and go. Just as we speak, that's a turnover. Made an extra move, the player on ground.
Yes, there was a huge tackle that came in, and I think that's what bundled the player over on the wrong side, and he just made that one extra move to place the ball, but unfortunately it was one too many, said the referee, and now Navy Sports Club with an opportunity to get out their half. But this has been the pattern of the game. Havelock somehow managed to win a penalty and go into the opposition half, but failed to add the finishing touch, and Navy gets a penalty and they clear their lines.
So Navy, probably the last chance for them to get some points on board. It's a throw in for Navy, who doesn't have a hooker on the field at the moment, with Amit on the sin bin. It will be Pulasti to throw in. Navy playing with 14 men after that yellow card in the earlier phase.
I think both teams just getting a bit tired, and errors creeping in and seem to be increasing, unfortunately, for the two sides.
Another fumble, and the ball is turned over. This has been the case for Navy, as Havis come away with it. This time it was Havis who got butterfingers. Tikshana Dasanayak, who also had a good game defensively, especially. Got some good tackles in for Havis.
Yes, but thankfully for Tikshana, the referee said that there was no advantage from the first knock-on. So the referee pulled play back. And I think now Havelock should just look to hang on to possession and see out the game without trying too many things. But having said that, I think they will also be looking at the fourth try in search of the bonus point.
Yes. That would be ideal for Havies to kick off their season with a bonus point victory against the strong Navy side. We expected a lot more from them. But that wasn't the case as Yukti Rahula comes away with the ball. It's Rasidu Karnatilaka rather who fends off few defenders, gets the offload. But the ball is knocked forward. Still goes for the kick. And the ball will go to touch for Navy. As the referee will bring back play. That initial knock on from the Havies player. Lasindu Karnatilaka once again showing his class, his power. Breaking through those tackles in that earlier phase. Almost going all the way in that occasion. But he was brought down. And the ball was turned over for a scrum for the Sailors.
Yes, I think both teams just seeming to just be taking their foot off the pedal. But ideally, if you're a Navy supporter, you would not want to see your team doing that. But Navy now just wondering where they are going to put their sixth player in to the scrum. -1 with the player in the sin bin.
This is Navy who comes away with the ball in their own half, having a lot to do in these dime moments of the game. That's a rare mistake, rare error from Mithun Hapugoda, who has had a good game in this season opener for Havies, creating that third try, and also controlling the ball really well, controlling play, controlling the back line of Havies, showing his experience. Rare error from Hapugoda, and Navy with another chance in the attacking half. Navy rolling with the ball. Could be another scrum for Navy.
Unfortunately, the scrum didn't go the way they wanted it to, and the referee says a reset. Time seems to be running out on us, and it's time for us to pick the player of the match, Ranjiga.
Yes, couple of contenders in my mind for sure. Ramesh Fernando for his 2 tries and his defensive play will be the best contender, and also I think Mithun Hapugoda had a good game controlling the play at the back line and creating that try as well with his drubber. But I think it's fair to award it to Ramesh Fernando for his work with defense and on attack.
Yes, indeed. I think he did show some good defensive work as well as attacking play as required from a winger, and added the finishing touch on 2 occasions as well. So that awards him with the player of the match in this opening encounter against Navy Sports Club, and I think he'll be extremely happy with how things panned out today. And he will be hoping that his team will be able to hold things out and put this game to bed.
Yeah, pretty sure there's a few minutes remaining in this game. As Havies take off Mithun Hapugoda and replace him with Algama, the young Josephian, playing his first game for Havies. after a long time.
Yeah, he did make his debut a couple of years back, but unfortunately did not manage to play anything else as the Navy go on the attack.
Navy trying desperately to get some points with some fresh legs, using the fresh forwards to barge in, but no way through the heaviest defense so far. Sandesh Javik in that occasion making the tackle. That's another knock on. This has been the case. Dhananjaya, the winger, in that occasion slipping the ball from his hands.
I think that was the first mistake by Ramesh in this game. Unfortunately, coming and on that occasion, there was an opportunity for a break if he had hung on to it, but instead the ball is, I think, getting more slippery and slippery as the game progresses.
Referee taking a glimpse at his watch. Heavy's players probably asking how much time remaining on the clock. We'll try to maintain the ball and see off this game. As Vimukti Rahul feeds in. Scrum is not steady. Steady now. Gets the feed in. Good shove there from Navy. But Rahul comes away with it. Sandesh sends it out wide. Now the replacement winger. The ball is knocked forward by Randita. That is of Heavy's replacement winger. Unable to control the ball while going into contact.
Yes, unfortunate there. He had the space in front of him but lacked a bit of speed and was brought down and failed to hold on to possession and knocked the ball on. So handling errors piling up against both sides as this game is headed towards the final few minutes of a quite interesting game. Actually, we thought Navy Sports Club will put on much more of a fight, but unfortunately their errors did not help as they failed to put up quite the fight we expected them to put up.
Referee not happy with it, awarding a free kick for Navy, but not taken from the spot, and opting for the scrum once again. Navy. Not much time remaining for sure in this game. Probably would be the final play. Scrum Navy trying to finish the game on a high. Gets the feed in and the shove is good from Navy Sports Club. Still going strong. Referee playing advantage and the ball is taken out. Referee will give the penalty for Navy.
The Havelock scrum was no match there for Navy Sports Club as they pushed quite the distance, and now Janit Chandimal puts a good touch finder. So now it'll be interesting to see what Navy Sports Club brings out, whether they will bring the roll in maul or they will hold the ball, and it'll be also quite interesting to see what Havelocks do in defense.
Is an opportunity for Amit to make amends for receiving that yellow card early on. Gets it right, and that's illegally sacked. I beg your pardon, he's rightfully sacked there from Heavy Sports Club, so winning winning the scrum and a chance for them to clear their lines.
Yes, a great defense there by Havelock Sports Club. They sacked the play at the correct time, just as the jumper returned to the floor, just in time, and there was no answers for Navy Sports Club as Vimukti Rahula feeds the ball to the scrum, and not yet, bit too early. And he takes the quick tap also from the wrong mark, so the referee says you need to go back, as the players just seeming to be inquiring from the referee how long they have got left. And the quick tap was taken as Vimukti Rahula gives it to Sandesh Jayavikrama. He puts in a deep kick, no chasers as such, but Tilina, he gives it out to his supporting player Tanuja as they set things up. Navy Sports Club now Harsha Maduranga gives it out to his big forward, who takes the ball and runs straight with his head down. Navy Sports Club will be looking for quick ball. Harsha Maduranga gives it out to Chani Chandimal. He shows and tries to go, but the gap soon closes on him as Senal, correction, as the Havelock player who is called off the ball.
It's the Sailors desperate for some points, trying to string together some faces, but Heavy's defense have been immaculate. Once again, not allowing Navy to break through. Navy not gaining ground at the moment, using their forwards, but not working against his defense. Once again, another knock on and a spill for Navy, and that's a game. Rightfully and deserving winners, Heavy Sports Club, 21 points to 5. They dominated the game. They were the best team out of the two, and rightfully with the victory, the home side.
Yes, indeed, the referee puts the Navy out of their misery as the first game comes to an end for Havelock Sports Club and the Navy Sports Club. Navy going down 21 points to 5. I think Havelocks will be happy with how they played, but not too satisfied with how they ended the game.
Yes, expected a lot more from the Sailors given their experienced lineup, but it wasn't the case. It was the young boys, the young men in this Park side, Havelock side, who came up with the goods. Ramesh Fernando in your picture. Brilliant job on attack and defense, scoring those 2 tries. Defended really well. Asmir Fajuddin got his lineouts right. Mithun Hapukoda showed his experience controlling the back line. And Sandesh Jayavikrama getting those conversions right. So brilliant all-round play from Heavy Sports Club.
Yeah, I think one thing if they are a bit not too happy about would be not getting the bonus point. But having said that, first things first, they secured the victory, and now it's they need to just build from here and take things forward. It's good to see the players enjoying a bit of a handshake after a tough game, and on Navy's part, I think they have plenty to work on going into the second round, the second round of fixtures rather, as they will not be happy with with the amount of handling errors and execution.
Indeed, very unfortunate and disappointed in Navy Sports Club. These are the highlights of the game.
Yes, I think this was the first try for Navy Sports Club as they went over when Havelocks did not have their forwards, as they were in the sin bin. Their two lock forwards. Unfortunately, Janit Chandimal failed to convert, and that was actually the only points in the second half, as it was a helter-skelter game. But neither team managed to score points. These were highlights from the first half. Ramesh was the first try scorer. Then Havelock Sports Club brought in a beautiful backline play as Ramesh set up the ball to Mithun Hapugoda. He gave it to Asita Punchieva, and Punchieva found Ramesh back again. Good work rate by Ramesh, the man of the match as well, playing on the near wing, but found himself on the far touchline finishing. And the third try of the game, this time off Mithun Hapugoda's boot. The first grabber did not work to the way he would have liked it to, but the second one was perfectly executed, perfectly weighted, and Asita Punchieva just had to dive over the ball and dot down for the third try as Havelock Sports Club. That was the only points they scored actually in the the third try in the first half, but they did not manage to score any points in the second half, and if there is something to improve on, that would be something they would be looking at.
Definitely lot to work on for Sailors. We'll look back at this. We'll go to a short commercial break. At the other side of it, we'll have the winning captain with the interview.